What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you a prediction video on Sean Payton. I believe the former NFL head coach will come back next season and be the head coach of the LA Chargers. And let's talk about why. So before I get into Sean Payton part, let's talk about their current coach Brandon Staley. The team right now is 1-2. Could have been 2-1. They could have beat the Chargers last week. Didn't happen. They got whooped by the Jaguars this week, 38-10. But that game last week hasn't. The game that just happened yesterday doesn't really have an effect on this video. I just don't think Brandon Staley is a guy, to be honest. He comes from the McVay tree. Had a great 1 year stint with the Rams as a D coordinator in 2020. They looked awesome. Ran good plays. Had great players. All the good stuff. But a lot of guys get elevated to jobs I don't think they're ready for. And Brandon Staley, I think, is one of those guys. 39 years old, young man, for a head coach. I think he talks a good game. He talks analytics really well. It kind of hurts my ears, it burns my ears. I'm anti-analytics. You see my name, Stats Free Sports. I don't go by stats. I don't go by analytics. So hearing him talk is like chalkboard. Being scratched on with someone nails or something it really bothers me. But like I said, I do respect him all that stuff. But I just don't think he's the guy for the job. Been on the job since 2021. He has a fantastic quarterback. He has a fantastic team. I love Asante Samuels. I love the defense. Derwin James, Bosa, Mack. But all in all, I think the Chargers and Herbert need an offensive wizard, an offensive guru to help out with their problems they have going on. They can't finish games sometimes, or they start so slow. By the time they get going, they're already down too much. It's going to be a tight finish, either win or lose. It's going to be very tight. And we've seen it the last couple of years from the Chargers. I think Sean Payton would be the perfect fit for this team. And I'm looking around yesterday. I see they lost. I'm like, okay. As I'm not really a believer in Stanley anyways. But I'm like, okay, he's solid. He's cool. But the team needs something new. Herbert needs something new. And Herbert shouldn't be playing right now. That's another video for another story for another video. But Herbert should not be playing. I don't care what Herbert says. If I'm Staley, you're sitting down for at least 2 weeks. Bruised ribs, whatever he has going on, that's going to last the rest of the season. He's going to keep getting hit. He's going to keep making bonehead bad plays because he's trying to be a tough guy, which is great and awesome. But you have to look out for your investment. If I'm from the Chargers, if I'm ownership, if I'm Staley, if I'm the GM, you have to say no. Sit for 2 weeks, sit for 3 weeks, heal up, no contact. Get yourself right because okay. And I understand because I just did a video on the Jags last a couple hours ago, but I mentioned the Titans. The Titans had a window. They had a window. They were title contending teams for the last 2 or 3 years. They couldn't get it done. Now the window's closed. In my personal opinion, of being a title contending team, they can make the playoffs all day, but a title contending team, how they were dark horses and some people picks and stuff like that. That's out the window. That's definitely gone. And I think the Chargers, if they do get in the playoffs, could be some people's dark horse picks. But just like Pat Mahomes, they're trying to have Herbert on the Pat Mahomes trail. He's not going to get it because the way the team is playing and also the way they handle Herbert with his injury. You have to protect your investment. It's long term, guys. 10 years, 15, 18, 20 years. This year's going to be a waste if you keep on playing Herbert. And I think that's a bad mark on Staley and on the organization. You have to sit him for a couple weeks. You have Chase Daniels, but besides that point, though, I think the offense is just stagnant. You have Keenan Allen, who's been hurt this season. You have Mike Williams. You have a solid squad. Austin Eckler, good running backs behind him, some good depth behind him, solid O-line. But I think you need some more oomph to your offense. You need if you want to go the Herbert route, the Mahomes route with Herbert, and try to go on that same path, kind of sorta. You have to get a Andy Reid type of quarterback, type of head coach that will help your quarterback. And Sean Payton is that guy for me, honestly. We know what he's done with Drew Brees and all those guys with the Saints a couple of the last decade almost. You know, um, And I think, everyone's pointing at Dallas, Dallas, Dallas for Sean Payton. I was too, but it doesn't really make sense. I don't think Peyton would mesh well with Jerry Jones. I know they're friendly, um, but I think Mike McCarthy will get a pass this year. Obviously, Dak's hurt for another couple weeks. They have no true weapon. Well, they have Lamb, but Lamb's still coming to his own. Michael Gallup, the number 2 guy, is hurt still. The number 3 guy who they had playing as number 3, their rookie. Shucks, forgot his name. He's out for a little bit as well. So they're definitely not full strength. So I think Mike McCarthy gets a pass, but I think Sean Payton's waiting for the perfect job. And I think there's a couple options. Denver for Hackett could be an option, but Hackett should stay. I know they're having he having a rough start so far, but Hackett should stay. A couple other ones here and there. Cliff Kingsbury, I know he signed an extension, but could be going potentially, maybe. Sean Payton go with Kyler Murray. So, that's kind of a tough get as well. You just signed Murray, you just signed Cliff Kingsbury. They're kind of, tied hip to hip. So that leaves the Chargers. And I think they missed the playoff again. I saw their schedule. I'm looking at it right now. Their schedule's kind of tough. They have a couple winnable games. Like, flat out, they should win. But it's going to be some tough games. Broncos twice. Rams once. Colts once. Titans once. Raiders. Cardinals. Chiefs. One more time. Niners. The Broncos twice. Browns in 2 weeks. Those are some tough games that are that could go either way. So if the Chargers miss the playoffs one more time, which is this season, if they miss the playoffs this season, I think Staley will be out of there. I think they're going to hire Sean Payton, give Payton about 10 to 15 a year, 12 a year. I think he's going to come in and change life in L.A. And it's funny full circle for him because he had Drew Brees, who was a former San Diego Chargers quarterback back in the day. He went to the Saints or whatever. And Payton left the Saints, took a year off. And in my prediction, he's going to go to the Chargers and help save the day there. So, it's kind of a cool, ironic 180 moment there in that storyline. But I think it's going to happen. I don't have much faith in the Chargers this year. I don't really have much faith as Stanley as a head coach right now. Give him more time. Still young. Let him grow some more. Let him join a staff somewhere, and then pick back up another couple years, 2-3 years, 4 years maybe. Same as young quarterbacks and young players. You can't rush everybody. He started off as a linebacker coach in 2019 in Denver, and then went straight to the Rams. Had that heck of a year in 2020, and then he got a head coaching job, which is cool. Great, but everyone isn't head coach material right away. You have to groom and have to grow. And I think he needs a little more grooming and growing before he becomes a better head coach. And I think, you can't waste Herbert's prime, especially having signed a contract yet, for an extension. You can't waste that, not again after this season. So there'll be 3 wasted seasons with Herbert that can't fly. I think Payton's going to have to, work some magic for that 4th year. Hopefully he can get it done before he has to sign to a long-term extension, which is going to break the bank and kind of break the team off as well. So, but we'll see what happens, guys. That's it for the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.